now getting to that stage where the sun is almost behind the mountain. It's getting quieter, the storm is over, and we are here at the Nyl Biodiversity Project offset area at Mokopane in South Africa, and it is an international tournament between Israel and the Proteas of South Africa. We have absolutely the best of the best anglers of both countries here with respect to carp fishing. We bring it to you live for the next couple of days. For those of you that have watched it with us today already, thank you very much for that. To our media partners that makes this broadcast possible, thank you very much for doing that. Today belongs to Twin Series Angling. We thank you guys for making a difference and being part of it. So we are here with Nyl and Vlad from Israel. They are on swim 16. Now they've weighed quite a not a fish. They've weighed quite a nice bag of I think over 40 or 50 kilos in the first weigh, which was fairly early, and they are very happy with it. Vlad says to me their biggest bag ever in a 72 hour is 325, 340 kilograms. So on swim 16, I think it might be possible that they will be able, if they do everything right, to set up a new record, personal best for them. So let's just enjoy a little bit of the moment as the sun sets and see what they are doing on the peg. They are feeding, they're preparing, and maybe we see a couple of nice fish. Wat gaat zich daar? Just a couple of observations here that is pretty interesting on this specific peg. Look at the way where they put their rods. The rods are right to the right hand side and right to the left hand side. A lot of walking space in the middle where they use it for feeding. And there's a fish. Let's first look. So while he's playing the fish, look at where the... Oh no. That's terrible when you drop a fish like that. It was a nice fish and it came off. But back to the rod placing, they've got the rods right to the left, right to the right, and the landing net station on the left. So pretty close to the side, you can look at that. And where they have the carp sacks, it's also close to that. Okay, then a couple of questions that came in some of the earlier lives. So we've got somebody that watched from Brisbane, and he's talking about that, well, what we call the slingshot, and they cast in those big balls, and he wants to know how to make them exactly what it looks like. So a little bit later, in about an hour's time, maybe 45 minutes, we'll be at Saki and Christo again, and we're going to talk about bait presentation, and I'll ask them to explain exactly how that thing works, how to make it. It's so easy to do and it's so effective. There's another question from an angler that asked these little sponges, foam that the guys use to get the presentation better, pick it up, have it neutrally buoyant. What is it? Normal sponge? Where can you get it? So there's two ways, well, there's a number of ways, but it's actually a high density foam, and you can get it in different colors and different thicknesses. You also get it pre-punched in different sizes. You can have a 6mm, 8mm, 10mm, 12mm pre-punched in different thicknesses. You can buy it at your tackle shop, wherever there's good quality specimen carp tackle sold, you'll get it there. You can also buy the sheets and punch it yourself, or cut it out whichever shape you want. So when we with Saki and them later this afternoon, I'll ask them about that as well, and they can show us a little bit more about those high density foam pieces that they put on the back. Okay, so let's have a few more minutes. Maybe we get a fish in now. Something very interesting, and maybe we'll see it again. As he hit that spom, as that spom hit the water, there was about 3 or 4 fish on the surface that was really spooked, and you can see them feeding on the surface. So let's just see if we can zoom in as that one hit the water. The next one coming up, and maybe you can see the fish actually spooking. So you'll see that there's a bit of a you'll see that oil spot on the water. Let's see if we can see the fish. Once again, just behind that. And a few seconds after he's put that, you can actually see the fish feeding on the loose feed that is still in that area. They are on the surface. Let's watch that spot and see if we can see them moving on the top water. Now these guys are extremely excited about this venue. They normally go to a big lake in Israel, feed for 3 days, and in the next 3 days they catch 4 or 5 fish, but then it's like really big fish. So this, lots of feeding and lots of fishing, is somewhat new to them, but they are doing an excellent job with it. It's going to be interesting to see how they do at the end of the 72-hour match. The end of the tournament, when fatigue sets in, it's normally quite an interesting change of heart for everybody fishing. Everybody handles it different. Everybody responds different to fatigue, and mentally and physically. Oh, and there's a fish. That's good. That's the same one that he lost. And he lost it again. The second one on that same rod that was actually quite a nice run, and that he lost. So hookup rate is very important, and the moment that you start losing fish, you know something is wrong with the rig or the bait presentation or the balance or something like that. So they should be looking at changing something on the rig, because it's the second one in a row on the same place with the same rig.
Я его только поставил, но вот он 2 раза не засекся.
Well, as the sun sets, we are going to leave this now. We've brought you this with the compliments and the support of Twin Series Angling, and let's move on to another pig and something exciting that you need to watch in about half an hour, 45 minutes time is the bait presentation live that we're going to do with Saki and Christy. It's going to be a real interesting one, don't miss it. Signing out for now, cheers.